Hello and welcome back to my video stream. I am Squishalski and I am back. Now, anyone who has seen my channel before knows that I actually finished Hogwarts Legacy, and you can watch back through my playthrough there. So I am now starting with a new game, and that's RPG Maker with on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm not going to go through and make the game. I am going to make a game, but I'm actually going to take this opportunity to play some games that other people have made. So let's go into it. So I'm going to go for play, and I'm actually going to do a murder in Buckfield. Now, I have played through this and I really enjoyed this game and that, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a video of it, and yeah, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start again from the beginning. So yeah, so I'm going to open a new case file here and let's get cracking. So this game contains mature themes in violence and so yeah. So and there are parts of this game that's actually quite funny. So Summer Rain Studios presents. Remember our first assignment together? I was fresh out of the patrol division. You were already an old-timer back then. It was my first homicide case. It was the dog days of summer. And now the doggone car's gone to shit. Straight in there with the swearing. It looks like the engine's busted. I think we're going to have to walk from here. Fuck. To make matters worse, I don't think that burger I ate this morning is sitting too well. You sure it isn't the whiskies you downed at 9 AM? We can't be too far out. Maybe an hour's walk at most. Why the fuck did they send me to this godforsaken pudunk? And with a beat cop, no less. Regardless, we have a murder to solve. Come on, you better hustle before your backside beats you to town. Ha ha. It's hard to believe that was already 30 years ago. A murder in Buckfield. (1995). Buckfield, USA. Act 1. Jesus Christ, finally, I thought I was going to shit my brains out. This is quite a funny game. I told you it wasn't too much further. Besides, it was kind of nice to get out of that cramped little car. You liked driving it though, right? Before you know it, the Japanese are going to rule the roads, mark my words. One of us should probably notify the Bureau that your car is stuck in the middle of 219. Oh God. It's coming. I've got to find a bathroom quick. Okay, I guess I'll find a payphone. So we have payphones. There are a number of payphones dotted around. But this is the first one. So you pick up the payphone. The payphone rings for a few moments before a burly sounding woman answers. You've reached the state police's office. How can I assist you today? Hi, it's Detective. Now I'm going to go with Squishalski because you know, like. Oops. Oh my god, I cannot spell for shit. I didn't quite catch that. Did you say Detective Squishalski? Yes. That's right. My badge number is SJ4323. You explain the situation with the car, only hearing some McKays and the distinct sound of her loudly chewing bubblegum. So 90s. Want me to see if there's a patrol unit in your area, sweetie? It's fine. We have some work to do here. It might be a while. Just make sure you get the car towed. It's a little Honda Civic, right in the middle of Route 219. You can't miss it. McKay, well, call the department if you need anything. We're always happy to record your progress. Shall I do that for you now, sweetie? Yes, please. So this is basically your saving and that. Alright, be careful out there now, detective. The burly sounding woman hangs up the phone. Detective Henderson. I've got a room. I think I need to rest this off. It's fine. I'll check out the crime scene and do some field interviews. You can join me when you're feeling better. I swear on Christ's mother, it's that fucking burger joint we stopped at on the way. You said you were hungry and it couldn't wait. Oh god, I think I feel another wave coming. It's basically he's got the shits. You need to investigate the crime scene, but it's not going to find itself. Maybe you should interview the townsfolk first. Where to start? Okay, so now something that I do like about this game is, so you have your satchel, but you've got a to-do list or quest list, and I think that this is actually like a good feature that you can actually include this when you make your games as well. So I've got investigate the crime scene. So you need to examine the victim and the surrounding area for evidence before the scene is contaminated. And you've also got interview the townsfolk. So I need to talk to the townsfolk to gather information. Sorry about that. So let's go for it. So now this room is the one that we are actually staying in. And you see you've got a telephone here. So wherever there's a telephone in this game is you can save the game, basically. And that comes in quite handy, obviously. So I'm going to start here. Room number 2 is displayed on the door. Try knocking. Yes. Your knocks fall on deaf ears. Room number 3 is displayed on the door. Try knocking. Yes. Seems that no one is here. So I'm going to go into here. And let's talk to this dude here. What's this here first? A worn guestbook lies on the front desk. Welcome to the Moon View Motel. The name's Eric Cornell. I'm the property manager. You two must be in town to investigate the murder of that poor girl. It's a terrible thing that's happened. Buckfield is the last place I ever would have. His voice trails off as a look of despondency descends upon his weary eyes. Then suddenly a flash of anger dashes across his brow. Your partner destroyed my bathroom. It's a complete mess. You'd better keep an eye on him. You nod, expressing solidarity with his complaint, yet sympathetic for Clive's ongoing bowel crisis. Okay. So that seems to be all that you can say for him there. Right. Right. Sorry about that. So I'm now going to try and go through and talk to everyone. So, sign reads, closed for now, thank you for your support. A once bustling hub, the corner shop awaits a new chapter. So there's no one in there. Right. So it's a soda machine, appears to be stocked up with Coca-Cola and Moxie, your favourite. Ah yeah, let's go with Moxie. So now that I bought the Moxie, if I go into my satchel, go down to drinks, there we go. Got that there, so I think that's the editorial's office. So I'm going to try and go all the way. Oh no, it's not the editorial office, it is in fact the shop. So, right. Excuse me, sir, I'm investigating some recent happenings in town. Can I ask you a few questions? An elderly man nods slowly, taking a deep breath. It's about the girl, poor thing. You must be a detective. What's on your mind? Detective Squishalski. Gary Collins. Ask about... So... Anything odd lately? Have you noticed anything odd lately? Gary furrows his brow. Yeah, there's been a drifter around. His behaviour seems off. Ask about knowledge of the victim. What do you know about the girl? He pauses, taking a moment to reflect. Saw Emily around since she was little, but didn't know her personally. Okay, so let's... Drifter. What can you tell me about this drifter? He's got issues. What can I say? I don't know the guy. He comes in here sometimes, but doesn't say much. I think he might be... Gary spins a finger around his ear, suggesting that the drifter might not be all there. Ask about... Emily. The victim, Emily. Is there really nothing you can recall about her? Recall? I mean nothing relevant to your case. She liked to shop for gummy bears. You narrow your eyes, fixing a steady gaze on him, your expression hardening, as you sense he's holding back. Look, okay, all I know is that her and her mother Linda Johnson, they had some nasty arguments. One time I had to kick them out of the shop, but that was probably a year ago. Don't ask what they fought over. It was none of my darn business. I didn't concern myself with those details. The elderly man looks tired. That's enough questioning for now. Thank you, sir. No problem. I hope you catch the SOB who did it. If you have any other questions, Betty, my wife over there, may know more. Cool. So, Betty it is then. You approach the counter where an elderly woman, busy arranging items, glances up at you with a friendly but slightly frazzled expression. Excuse me, ma'am, I have a few questions for you if you don't mind. Oh, not at all, dear. I'm Betty. By the way, Betty Collins. You must be that detective investigating the murder. Oh God, it's horrible. She stops for a moment, biting her lip. You think she might break down in tears, but she steadies herself, pushing forward. I saw you talking to my husband earlier. What do you need to know? Ask about? Anything odd lately? Have you noticed anything odd lately? Well, now that you mention it, there's a drifter who's been around. Some folks seem wary of him, not exactly part of our little community. Ask about? Wary? Why? You know, people don't trust him. He keeps to himself, and that makes folks uneasy. Ask about? Insights on the victim. Excuse me. What can you tell me about the victim? I mean the girl. Ah, the victim. Her voice begins to crack. Sorry, it hurts to say that out loud. Emily, poor dear. I remember her as a little girl. The Johnsons were always kind neighbours, but then her mother, Linda, has been under a lot of stress since her husband died. It's been tough on them. Ask about. Stress and dead husband. Linda's husband, can you elaborate on that? It was a terrible tragedy. He was a pilot, Linda's husband. Took his little plane out one morning, got lost in the fog. They found the wreckage in the mountains. I think it made national news. 88, I believe it was. Maybe you heard about it. Sorry, ma'am. In 88, I was a university student just enjoying life in Michigan. I don't recall that. Please, call me Betty. Anywho, Linda had many problems in subsequent years. Money issues, a drinking problem, and then her relationship with Tommy Harris. You raise an eyebrow. A local mechanic. His shop is across from the old mall. Thorny fellow, that Tommy. I try to avoid him at all costs, but everyone knows him. You're better off asking one of the other folk around. Tommy's a rough guy, though. Troubled past or something? I don't know. Famous temper. You wrap up your questioning, feeling good that the information will prove useful. Thank you, ma'am. Please, Betty, I hope you catch the scoundrel responsible for this. Thanks, Betty. Excuse me, I'm sorry. If you were wearing a hat, you're to tip it. Instead, you offer a friendly nod and move on. Okay, so that's the shop. So I want to go into the police station last, because, yeah. Okay, there is a notice on the door informing you that the Buckfield Gazette is currently closed, with an apology for any inconvenience caused and a message of how to contact the newspaper's editor, Aaron Drum. So I think this is the police, isn't it? Oh no, this is the restaurant, right. Okay. So I'm going to speak with a woman. Excuse me. Oh, you must be a cop, right? Or like a detective person. That's right, Detective Squishalski. I'm investigating the death of Emily Johnson. Oh yeah, I heard about that from Maggie Green a short while ago. So sad, like super sad. She seemed like a total sweetheart. I didn't really know her though, but I always saw her around here and stuff. Emily, right? I have a few questions for you. Jenny Thompson. Okay, Jenny. Ask about knowledge of the victim. What can you tell me about Emily? Maybe she ever came in here with anyone strange? Strange? I mean, yeah, Emily was nice and all, but like, I don't know. She never really stood out to me, you know? I know she was like super popular at school and whatever, but I graduated class in 92, so she was a few years younger than me. I know Hot Spice Shop Hood Dog better. We were in the same class. Who? Oh, Paul Richards. He's a rapper. I like his song Hard Truths. Oh my god, it goes like hard, really hard. It's from the album he dropped last winter, Keeping It Real, for real. And does he... Jenny tilts her head to the side, looking at you with perplexion in her eyes. I mean, does he keep it real? I don't know. Sure, I guess. I just like the beats. Anyway, he goes by the name Hot Spice Shop Hood Dog. So, where was I? Oh yeah, he and Emily dated for a while, until recently. I've known Paul since elementary school, but, like, we weren't friends. Paul's a pothead. You mark down the details, making a note of Paul Hot Spice Shop Hood Dog Richards. So, yeah, like, she just came in, had some drinks, non-alcoholic, of course, chatted with people, nothing weird, you know, just regular stuff, like, super normal. She shrugged nonchalantly, her eyes unfocused, as though she's daydreaming. Sorry, I don't really have anything else to tell you. Ask about. Anyone seems suspicious? Anyone around here seems suspicious? Anyone that stood out to you? Well, there's a guy, he's like a drifter guy or something, I don't know his name. He comes in sometimes, doesn't really order much, like just a drink or maybe water. That unknown drifter again. Always looks like he's waiting for someone, but he never, you know, talks to anyone. Just sits there, looking, kind of nervous. I guess mumbles to himself. Gives me the creeps. Like he's waiting for something or someone, or I don't know, just something, you know? She slants her head, looking as though she's lost her train of thought. He doesn't seem bad or anything, just odd. Like, he doesn't fit, you know? You should probably, like, talk to him or whatever. Thank you for your time, Jenny. Oh, no problem. But, like, do you want to eat something? Our fish and chips are like, oh my god. They're totally amazing. I'm sure they're great, but I'm okay, thanks. Okay, so now I'm going to go over and talk to this guy a bit. Don't need to do this much listed here. Maybe some other time. Take a seat at the bar. Hell yeah! You're not from around here, but I don't think you're here for a drink. So I'm going to go with Squish. Oh. Squishalski. State Police Homicide Detective, and yes, I could use a drink. James O'Malley, but everyone calls me Jim. You said your name is Squishalski, Detective. Yes, correct, Detective Squishalski. What can I get for you? Oh, Jim Bean on the rocks. Let's go with that. Jim Bean on the rocks, thanks. Solid choice. Ask about. What's the word around here these days? The bartender shrugs, glancing over as he wipes down the glass. You know how it is. People in a small town like Buckfield talk all the time, not always about anything worth hearing. But Maggie Green's been flapping her gums since this morning, telling everyone what happened. Ask about. What's the deal with Maggie Green? She works at City Hall, receptionist clerk. Terry's little side piece, always eager to please when the mood strikes. He's growing animated. You can tell that he's no fan of this Maggie character. And who's Terry? Jim reads the question on your face. Sorry, Terry Jones is the city manager. Sometimes he's around, not often. But anyway, where was I? Maggie's been gossiping. Ah, right. Yeah, she's been making the rounds this morning, telling everyone her cousin's the one who found Emily out in the woods behind the old mall. Won't be long before the local news picks it up, though we might have a bit of luck. Aaron Drum, the guy behind the Buckfield Gazette, has been out of town since last week. Thanks for the info. Now let's see. Do you have any connections to the victim? Yeah. His voice takes on a sombre intensity, each word heavy with meaning and urgency, drawing you into the gravity of the moment. Emily Johnson was a regular here. She'd come in with her best friend, Sarah Foster, and her boyfriend, Paul Richards, though they broke things off a month or so ago. She always drew attention, not always the kind you'd want. Real shame about her. The pain in his expression deepens, making it clear that recalling these moments is a struggle. Ask about. What's the story with Sarah and Paul? Sarah is just your typical small town girl, bit of a rebellious streak perhaps. Always got her nose in a book or grunge album. I don't know. Here's a photo of her. Jim pulls a worn Polaroid from behind the bar. Its edges frayed. In the snapshot stand two high school-aged girls, one with crossed arms, annoyance flickering across her face. Besides her, another beams with youthful joy, and an older boy stands next to them, sporting a backward cab, expressionlessness. Excuse me. The one smiling is Sarah. The other two are Emily and Paul. This was taken right after Emily and Sarah graduated, just last month. You're momentarily entranced by Emily's beauty. Her bright smile, a mix of youthful exuberance and defiance, captures a fleeting sense of innocence that feels almost nostalgic. The photo captures a moment at odds with the current mood. However, you notice a man lurking in the background, his intense stare locked onto Emily. It gives the image a haunting edge. Who's the man in the back? Oh, that's Tommy Harris. Runs the car repair shop across from the mall. Now, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, detective, but if you ask me, it's that ex-boyfriend or Tommy who's been seeing Emily's mother or something or for some time now who you should be focusing on. Your attention sharpens as you lean in slightly, eager to catch every word. Seek information on the ex-boyfriend. What was her relationship like with her ex-boyfriend? He scoffs, shaking his head. Richards, Paul fucking Richards, excuse my French, he's a wannabe thug, goes by the rap name Hot Spice Shop Hood Dog. The hostess Jenny told me about Hot Spice Shop Hood Dog. Yeah, I can tell you think it's a stupid name too. That boy is nothing but trouble. Seek information on. Paul is the jealous type. He was always making Emily cry. When she broke it off with him, I think he started stalking her. But, you know, I just hear things. I'm not really in their business like that. Well, in these kinds of cases, it usually is someone the victim is close with. Lover, spouse, that sort of thing. That little cocksucker. Seek information on. Tommy Harris. Tell me about this Tommy character. Jim sighs, wiping down the counter. You know, I've known Tommy a long time. Don't get me wrong. He's not a good guy. In fact, he's a major a-hole. But he's always been decent to me. But I just can't shake this bad feeling I have. Go on. Tommy came in 2 nights ago. He was in a bad mood. Definitely something personal going on. I didn't ask. He and Emily's mother, Linda, were always clashing. I've heard the cops have been called on him a few times. Any remaining lightness on Jim's face dissipates as he's given an affirmative nod, his expression serious. Yeah, he was alone, sat over there brooding like he was carrying a lot on his mind. I didn't think much of it at the time, though. It felt strange, even for Tommy. This morning when I heard the news, it was the first thing I thought of, him being here like that the other night. I don't know what to make of it. Neither do I, Jim, but I intend to find out. Sensing that you've exhausted all of the bartender's emotional bandwidth, you take one final gulp of your drink and thank him for his time. Happy to be of service, detective. Come back any time. The Dancing Damsel is open 10 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week. Our monthly special, spicy shrimp tacos, are really fantastic right now. Sure, Jim, maybe I'll try them before I leave. By the way, that photo you showed me earlier, may I take it? You know, police business. He gives you a resigned look, but relents, recognising that the significance of your work outweighs his personal attachments. You received Jim's photo. Back to it. Cool, right. So I don't think that there's anyone else in here currently. Just checking around. Nope. Go up to things, and the sorceress creates a magical dining experience where every bite is enchanting and unforgettable. At least that's what the plaque at her base claims. You tried to learn this once as a teenager. Like most things, you abandoned it halfway through, convinced that the only real talent you had was making excuses. Yeah, I can't remember. That's the men's toilets, isn't it? That's empty. You don't see the ladies' toilets, but you can get a scream. There we go. Yeah. Right, so that's the restaurant. So I'm going to take a look in my satchel. clues. Right. Fred Polaroid of Sarah Foster, Emily Johnson, and her boyfriend Paul Richards. Paul Richards, Sarah is joyful, Emily annoyed, and Paul motionless. In the background, Tommy Harris appears, his intense gaze fixed on Emily. The photo was given to you by Jim O'Malley. To-do list. So, still need to interview more townsfolk. I think that's the police, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm going to do that last. I'm going to go round and talk to everyone else first. You glance up at the clock, then at your watch, and back to the clock. It doesn't appear to be functioning. So let's just see if there's anyone else. Oh, by the way, the city manager isn't here today. If you plan on going upstairs, you won't be able to. Sorry, hun. Okay, so they're toilets again. But is there anyone in those toilets? It's a women's bathroom. Don't be pervy. I do love those little quibs that it's got as well. I'm just seeing if anyone else is in there. Nope. Well, there might be people in there for me to talk to. You never know. Okay, so is there anyone else? Let's go have a look around. It's a John Grisham book. You read a passage from the open page. And so, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we stand here today and ask you to do what's right. We ask you to help us save this young man, and we ask you to punish the people who hurt him. Not for me, not for the lawyers, but for the truth, for the law, and for justice. It's an ancient inkjet printer, the paper tray half empty and currently unplugged, frozen in time, like its bookish surroundings. Rows of self-help books with cheerful titles promising confidence, better sleep, and instant success catch your eye, though only for a passing moment. Shelves of fairy tales for early readers sit upright, their slightly worn spines hinting at tales of adventures and talking animals. Just trying to see if there's anything that I can... a book that appears brand new, entitled Cosmic Tiger 3, My Life After Death, rests forgotten on the table. Okay, so let's go. Hello there, you must be Maggie Green, and you must be this legendary detective I've been hearing about. I would hardly say legendary, but wait, you've heard about me? Oh yes, I've heard all about you, Detective Henderson, that you've gained quite a reputation for yourself over in Portland. From the tone in her voice and being immediately familiar with Clive's reputation, you can't tell if she means that in a good way or a bad way. Regardless, you proceed to correct her. Ah, that's my partner, ma'am. I'm Detective Squishalski. You notice a wince of disappointment flash across her features. We've just arrived in Buckfield, and I could use some help finding my bearings. She straightens, a touch of pride returning to her posture. Well, I know this place inside out. If it's information you're after, I just might have what you need. We don't get many detectives through here. I'd appreciate any insights you have. She leans forward slightly, her voice dropped to a conspiratorial tone. You've come to the right place. Her eyes twinkle with that familiar small-town astuteness, as though secrets are as much a part of her day as paperwork. Ask about knowledge of the victim. Had you ever met the victim? She crosses her arms tightly and taps one finger against her brow. Her eyes flicker back and forth, clearly unsettled by the news, yet trying to keep her composure, determined to share what details she has. Ah, Emily. Emily Johnson is her name. I didn't know her personally, but in a small town but in a town this small, you bump into everyone now and then. She was well regarded, always in a group, had plenty of friends and admirers. Hard not to notice her. My cousin, he went to high school with Emily, and he was the one who found her body. Can you believe it? Brutally stabbed, poor girl, right behind that old mall. You take note of Maggie's familiarity with details around Emily's murder. Oh, and lately Emily had been spending a lot of time at the library. Not like her at all. She'd been talking to Jacob Turner a lot, the librarian. Isn't that something? Ask about. Who's Jacob Turner? Can you tell me about this librarian? Jacob moved here about a year ago. He's got this mysterious air. Polite, sure, but he's one of those quiet types, doesn't mix with people too much. Only real surprise was when he started taking Emily along with him to the city on weekends. He's like 10 years older than her, but they seemed close. Maggie gives a knowing look, clearly delighted to add fuel to the gossip fire. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to their little city trips, if you know what I mean. But he's a decent guy as far as I can tell. You know what he's really hiding? She glances around as she speaks, her hands wriggling slightly. She shifts her weight, not quite meeting your eyes, as if torn between gossiping and a genuine sense of discomfort. Anyway, Jacob's not working today, but he should be in tomorrow. Ask about. Any other info? Have you noticed anything unusual lately? Funny you ask. There's a drifter. Eddie Blake showed up a couple of months ago, and he's been lingering around town like he's got nowhere to go. People say he's just horror. People say he's just trouble waiting to happen. And there's the usual mess between Emily's mum, Linda Johnson, and that hothead Tommy Harris. The drifter you learned about earlier must be the same as this Eddie Blake, you surmise. Maggie's tone drips with disapproval. Linda's had her share of hard times, believe me. Financial woes, drinking, and Tommy. I hear he's been nothing but bad news for Emily too. You know, they even say Linda and Tommy have had more than a few run-ins with the law. That poor family, really. Ask about Linda and Tommy. What exactly is the story with Linda and Tommy? Her face is pale and her voice is a trembling edge, but her eyes spark with excitement of being in the know. She pauses now and then as if savouring each word, despite the subject's dark nature. Well, Linda struggled for years, money, relationships, you name it. But after Emily's dad died, she took up with Tommy Harris. He's a brute, if you ask me, hot-headed and a little too quick to throw a punch. I think they've been on and off more times than I can count, and it never ends well. Tommy's no peach. I bet he's made poor Emily's life just as tough as Linda's. Maggie leans closer, her voice dropping as though she's about to reveal something profound. I even hear Tommy's done time, but don't quote me. There's no end to the messes that family gets into. You move past the hearsay and press further at Emily's deceased father. You said Emily's father died. What happened? Oh, that's another tragedy in the family. About 6 or 7 years ago, I think it was, her dad, who was a pilot, crashed a small passenger plane into the White Mountains. Pilot error. Of course, he died along with 2 others. I'm pretty sure it made national news for a day. You absorb her words intensely, penciling her testimony into your notepad. Thank you. I'm sure it's not easy talking about this stuff. Oh, I didn't know Mr. Johnson like that, and I was away at college at the time, studying botany. You see how that turned out. She wears a wistful smile, yet behind her polite demeanour you sense a shadow of regret, as though the years slipped by without quite going as she'd hoped, leaving her anchored in Buckfield with stories, but no real legacy of her own. After pressing her with several questions, Maggie glances at a growing pile of papers behind her desk and gives a sigh. Look, I'd love to help more, but I'm swamped here. If you're looking for the juicy details, you might want to talk to some of these people yourself. Thank you for your time. As you turn to leave, Maggie can't help but add one more titbit. Something about a town scandal involving a certain David Firkins that's too bizarre to be true. You make a mental note to take her stories with a grain of salt. Okay. So let's continue on. Cool, right. As you approach the reception desk, the woman glances up, her expression polite but somewhat guarded, giving nothing away at first. Hello, do you have an appointment? No. You step a little closer to the desk, lowering your voice. Actually, I'm a detective with the state police. I'm here to investigate a murder. A shadow of concern crosses her face. She straightens, glancing around as if the walls might be listening. Oh dear, you mean Emily Johnson, don't you? I heard about it from Maggie Green this morning. It's awful, simply awful. Ask about. Do you have any info? Can you share anything that you know? Her hands rest quietly on the desk as she considers the question, her expression softening. Well, I'm just the pharmacist here, and the receptionist, of course. She gives a small self-depreciating laugh, as if balancing these roles is somehow funny. I've known Emily since she was a little girl. Everyone in town has, really. She was beautiful, popular. She pauses, her eyes looking somewhere past you as if she's searching for the right words. But maybe there were some troubles in recent years, family issues, you know, but nothing like this. Nothing that could lead to be honest, detective, I'm still trying to process it all. It's not the Buckfield I thought I knew. Her voice trails off and she takes a deep breath. I understand. And your name, ma'am? Oh, sorry, Lisa Hutchinson. She shifts her weight from one foot to the other, shaking her head slightly. Dr. Daniels, Mike Daniels, he actually had to leave this morning, family emergency. She sighs with a hint of exasperation, then smiles. But he should be back later. Everything all right? Oh, I'm sure it is. She waves a hand dismissively. He went to Thomas College, which can only mean his son Jeffrey got into some sort of trouble. It happens every few months. Last time, they nearly kicked him out for sneaking a goat into the dean's office at midnight. She lets out a chuckle. But Dr. Daniels knows how to pull a few strings. Jeez, man. The doctor's son name is Jeff Daniels, like the actor. You liked Speed, Dumb and Dumber. Was juvenile, but it had some funny moments, you think to yourself. You look lost in thought, detective. You said a goat? Never mind, maybe I'll check back later. By the way, the man over there, who is he? Lisa rolls her eyes though her smile stays amused. That's Victor Lewis, chief and owner of Dancing Damsel. He's practically a regular here. Is he alright? Oh, he's fine. If you call being hopelessly infatuated with me fine. She lets out a small laugh. But that's a story for another day. Gotcha. Thanks for your time, Lisa. That'll do for now. Okay, so I'm going to go have a word with this dude. Lisa, my corazon is broken. She doesn't see me, you know. I tell her, I am the man for you, Hermosa. But she, he sighs. She just looks away. How many times must I suffer for love, huh? Maybe I should learn to play the guitar, serenade her under her window, you think? But no, she'll never see me, never love me like I love her. Okay. Cool, he just says the same thing there, okay. Just gonna go have a little look around. Let's see if there's anything that I can... So locked door, Morgan storage. Okay, so I can't actually go into there. Just see if there's any other kind of clues around. Okay, cool. Okay, right. Okay, I'm trying to make my way. Yeah, so let's actually have another look through the satchel. So I've still got to talk to the townsfolk. So I'm going to make my way over to the right. Should focus, search for clues in the immediate vicinity for now. Perhaps try interviewing townsfolk you haven't spoken with yet, or find someone who can take you to the crime scene. Okay, so let's see what else. So let me have a look at us. Hello, little monster. Come in. Little JT is coming. Hello, little man. Oh, you're so good, JT. I love you too. Oh, he does like a good chat. Right. So let's see if I can go down here. Come on in. What's up, little monster? Okay, so there is someone here. Let's have a chat with her. There's an almost palpable sense that she holds secrets she's unwilling or perhaps unable to share. An eerie calm cloaks the woman, as if she's listening to something only she can hear, some echo that drifts just beyond your reach. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a door entrance along here, but you need the key to get in. Yeah. You peer inside the gaping hole, but only see rusted pipes and fallen debris. Any pathway forward is obstructed by the remnants of a life that once thrived here, now only home to the shadows that linger in stillness. Ooh. Hello there, Detective Squishy, homicide detectives with state police. Oh, a big bad detective. Her fingers brush through her hair as she speaks, tossing it back with a casual flick, the moment giving you a brief tantalising glimpse of her neck. Who might you be? She leans in to answer, her lips parted just slightly, taking the briefest of pauses before her words slip out, leaving an impression more intimate than it should. You don't know. Sweet thing, I'm Olivia Baker. Should I know? She licks her lips subtly and lets out a soft, knowing chuckle. No, darling, I'm just a simple artist, but I like to think I'm a bit more captivating than that. She steps closer, a tender smile on her face, her eyes locking with yours. You see, hey, did you paint that graffiti over there? Oh, that? Yeah, I'm the culprit behind the graffiti around town. The city manager was none too pleased at first, but I think folks have come round. It gives the town a little more flavour. Wait, I'm not in any kind of trouble, am I, detective? You're not going to have to put me in handcuffs, are you? Her eyes glint with playful challenge, and she doesn't look away, as if daring you to break eye contact first. Oh, no, ma'am. I mean, Olivia. Actually, I wanted to tell you that it's impressive work. I like to paint with my hands, but I think could show you how to appreciate a different kind of touch. Olivia gives a seductive wink, the movement quick but deliberate. You let out a loud cough and swiftly change the subject. She takes a deep breath before attempting to answer. Ah, Emily. She had a charm, didn't she? Couldn't help but be the centre of attention, like a magnet pulling everything to her. Boys falling all over themselves for her, girls wanting to be her. A bit too perfect for me. She pauses, deep in thought, as if reassessing the characterisation. Well, that's not completely fair. There were cracks, you know. She had her demons, especially after her father died. Her mum's a drunk, dates a loser, Tommy Harris, and her ex, poor decisions, that family. The charm that initially developed you as you started the conversation has faded, and Olivia knows it. She quickly shifts gear, brushing off the sombre topic. Look, detective, I'm not really in the mood to spill all the details right now. How about you come by my place later and we can talk more privately? She leans in closer, her voice dropping a shade lower, full of invitation. I promise I'll be more comfortable there. Maybe we can share a drink, let the conversation flow a little more naturally. She bites her lower lip, her fingers brushing lightly against your arm. What do you say? It could be an eye-opening experience for you. Olivia leans forward slightly, her posture relaxed but intentionally suggestive. You pretend not to notice, insisting that you must get back to your police work now, with some genuine regret in your expression. Maybe later, Olivia. As you walk away, you notice a sudden tension where you hadn't felt it before, a strange pressure that wasn't there a moment ago. I love a good mystery, but I'm much better at revealing secrets. Maybe I can show you one or two. Nice. Right. So, I have a couple of minutes left, so I'm going to go back up and save the game. And then I'm going to come back to this. So, as I said, you need, when you save the game, you need to find a phone. So actually there's a phone in the restaurant, isn't there? So I'm going to go to the restaurant and save the game. Here we go. So I'll speak with headquarters. You pick up the phone. What's your status, detective? Just wrapping up some leads. Good. Don't keep us waiting too long. You hang up the phone. So that should now be saved. So just a quick look at the satchel. So I still only have these two on my to-do list. So I'm going to leave this there for now. So this is a murder in Buckfield, done and created in RPG Maker. Let me go back to the title. Oh God, there we go. Let's go back to the title. Oh, it doesn't. Options, okay. So let's go back to the main menu, just so I can say who's actually made the game. So it's obviously RPG Maker with, which is on Nintendo, and so Murder in Buckfield, the author is SRS. So if you have RPG Maker with on Nintendo, I think you can get it on PlayStation and Xbox as well. You can actually download the games that other people have actually played. But I am going to leave this there for now, so I will continue on with a Murder in Buckfield next time. But let me know your thoughts. Have you played this specific game within RPG Maker, or have you even played RPG Maker and created your own game? If so, let me know. Maybe I can try it out and maybe do a recording of it after I've done this one. But I am going to leave it there for now, and I will see you all later. Now remember, you can subscribe, comment, like, share, and you can follow me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Kick. And I'm Squishalski on all of those platforms, but I am going to leave it there for now. So I will say bye-bye, and until next time, See you all later. Bye-bye.